We continue our tour on Horsitsa Island. It is one of the biggest islands in the Dnieper River with a length of 12 kilometers. But it is a remarkable place of Scythians, mounds and sanctuaries. You can find the first part of my tour on the Zaporizhzhian Sich fortification complex in my videos. We explore Zaporizhzhian Sich, the place where fearless Cossacks lived. There were 38 long houses or military barracks on Sich. The house had a special name, Kurin, which in Ukrainian resembles the word to smoke. There was a stove inside which actually made the smoke, and the barracks did not have a chimney. The roof was covered with hard stem bulrush or cane. The Sich was built near the water, and the smoke helped to protect the Cossacks from the mosquitoes, which were in abundance. 100 Cossacks lived in it, and each barrack or kurin had its own commander. In front of ours is the Church of Protection of Virgin Mary, who is the patron of Cossacks. After military campaigns, all the money was divided into 3 parts, and one of the parts was used for building and maintaining Cossack churches. The significant feature is that Cossacks built their churches from oak wood without a single nail, with respect to Jesus Christ, who was crucified with metal nails. This particular church is made of pine wood. There are distinguishing signs of the Cossacks. The lock, which only an experienced Cossack could wear, the one who returned from a sea campaign. To tell the truth, just half of the warriors came back. Sharavari, red white pants inside which 30 or even 40 watermelons could fit, and the most important distinguisher is the Christian faith. This is a genuine 18th century iconostasis. The height of the church is 22 meters, and there are special ports placed inside the walls for better acoustics. The flags are the copies of the original banners, which are preserved in Stockholm Military Museum. Sich was the capital of the Cossack lands. About 4,000 people lived here, except women. They were not allowed to live on the Sich. But the Cossack army amounted to 50,000 warriors, and they lived on the nearby lands and had families with children. What did they do for a living? Cossacks were involved in different crafts. The main food was different kinds of porridge and fish. They also collected wild willow honey. There is a crafts exposition. For fishing, they used boats and fish traps. There was plenty of fish in the river. There are different types of tools and a greenstone for flour producing. This is a cannon warehouse or armory of the Cossacks. Cossacks always defended the Ukrainians. The Zaporizhzhian army, under the command of Bogdan Khmelnytsky, was one of the most powerful and successful in Europe. Zaporizhzhian Cossacks were armed with cannons, mortars, rifles, pistols, spears, swords, bows and daggers. They were armed with the most advanced weapons of the time, confiscated from all their enemies. The army was divided into 3 kinds of troops: infantry, cavalry, and artillery. Society without police and prison. It might seem impossible, but there was no police or law enforcement in the 1,000-people community, compared to all other major cities. The laws in Sich were harsh enough. For stealing something or killing one of the brothers, the Cossacks paid with his life, and it was a rather cruel form. He could be buried alive together with the dead, or he was beaten with the sticks, which often ended fatally. Yes, it can be said that it is not humane, but the discipline was excellent. Among Cossacks, the power of hetman was limited by reporting, time and council of the Cossacks. Each hetman reported annually to the council on January the 1st. If the Cossacks expressed dissatisfaction with his actions, hetman immediately threw his heart on the ground, bowed to Cossacks, thanked for the honor given to him during the year, and went to his heart. The First Republic. Zaporizhzhian Sich is rightly called the first democratic union in the world. Considering that many people came here because of the social injustice, this is not surprising. All questions regarding to the life and activities of the Cossacks were decided by a vote on the councils. It is believed that in the peacetime, the main entertainment of Cossacks was drinking. Of course, they consumed strong drinks, but they also enjoyed cultural activities, playing musical instruments, singing songs and dancing Hopak. Talking about the Cossacks, we cannot skip Hopak dance. That is a symbol of both Ukraine and Zaporizhzhian Cossacks culture. Not everyone is aware that Hopak is not only an exciting and beautiful dance, but also a martial art. So-called combat Hopak unites punch and throw techniques with dance plastic. Was it easy to become a Cossack? It was definitely not. To join the Cossacks army, a young man had to undergo severe trainings and to pass difficult exams. During 7 years, a new soldier had to learn swordcraft, shooting, horse riding, fighting techniques, and so on. The studies were supervised by experienced warriors and military commanders. Zaporizhzhian Sich is considered as one of the first democratic unities in the world. The Ukrainian Cossacks made all decisions related to their life and activities on public meetings through voting. Such was also the first political institution on the territory of Ukraine. It had all the characteristics of a republic, was completely independent, and most of the European countries tried to establish diplomatic connections with it. Cossacks women. Women were not allowed to Zaporizhzhian Sich, but it was not because the Cossacks had no respect for them. Quite the opposite. The Cossacks felt high respect and responsibility for women and family obligations. Due to the fact that the life of Cossacks was full of dangers, their families were always under the risk of losing their beloved fathers and husbands. They also had a lot of household chores, because there were no women in Sich and they had to do all the work by themselves. Sober army. In military campaigns, Cossacks were strictly forbidden to drink. Magicians. The Cossacks community has very unusual members called характerniki. These men were believed to have magical and healing powers. Характerniki in Zaporizhzhian Sich were involved not only in magic rituals, but also in healing wounded warriors and in the process of physical and psychological training of the future Cossacks. Mystic boats. I would like to mention the unique boats used by Cossacks for military campaigns. The secret boats were called ancestors of modern submarines. The boat consisted of two bottoms, between which the cargo was placed to immerse the vessel into the water. The Cossacks invisibly floated to the enemies. Before attacking, the cargo was thrown out and the boat suddenly came into the surface. Of course, this was a surprise for the enemy, as no one expected the Cossacks' army to emerge from the depth of the sea. The famous Cossack boats were called seagulls. Bulava, a type of mace 50 to 80 centimeters in length, consisting of a handle and head in the shape of a sphere. Historically, bulava was an attribute of hetman, an officer of the highest military rank. Now bulava is the official emblem of the President of Ukraine. As we can see from the history of the Cossacks, Zaporizhzhian Sich was not just a military unit, it was a whole state with its own laws and customs. Come and explore awesome Ukraine with me.